Welcome back to another episode of Day1Radio right here on Live Hip Hop Daily. We appreciate you watching us. We appreciate you listening on various podcast apps that y'all listen on through our partners at CLNS Media. And shout out to Spotify for finally putting the podcast on Spotify. We definitely appreciate that. People was going back. I was looking at the stats. People going back to like 2015 listening to old episodes. So that's what's up. For sure. And shout out to my brother Maurice. As you see and as you hear, he is not here today, but we're going to keep it rocking as always. And make sure you like us, rate us, review us on Apple Podcasts. That helps a whole lot. The review numbers and the subscriber numbers are way, way, way off. We need all of y'all subscribing to review us. So as you know, on Day1Radio, we like to get the origin story. We like to get talent before they're blown up and gotten all over the place. And even when we do have legends on, we like to talk about stories that you have never heard before. So today we got one of who I have heard people call the best kept secret in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Somebody who definitely has bars, but he definitely has star quality as well. Welcome to Day1Radio, Deante Hitchcock.
Hey man, glad to be here, man.
So
appreciate y'all letting me come on.
I appreciate you coming through Hip Hop Trivia the other day, man.
Had to.
We had both sides of the coin. Yeah, Yo-Yo in there and Deante Hitchcock.
We was about to cheating.
People be cheating
I ain't gonna lie.
all the time. That's why we have people walking around. People think they be cheating, but when they be like, damn, I thought our score was just whatever, we hear it. People be snitching. We take points up.
Listen, man, I was cheating for my partners, and we split the prizes. You know what I mean?
Hilarious. But yeah, man, appreciate you coming through, man. So let's get into, how you started. I know I've heard you started rapping when you was around 12. You was in a group, and your name wasn't Deante Hitchcock. What was your name?
Not at all. I had like 8 different names leading up to me deciding to just go ahead with my government name. Okay. Now we started off, it was like Dirty D.
Dirty D.
It was the worst name ever. Then I moved on. It was Dirt Dollar after that. It's a whole bunch of dirty shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's all good. Then I went to, everybody used to tell me I look Mexican. So I changed my shit. Back when everybody was, how everybody used to flip the A into a V to make it look cool and shit. Yeah. When ASAP Rocky used to come out and everything, I changed my shit to Black Migo. Before Scooter and everything, but I changed it. So you laughing because changed that shit too. Then it was like Spitter XL, but some nigga kept thinking I was Currency and asking me for tickets and shit. So we changed that. And I had like 3 more names. Then I eventually just went to Deante Hitchcock because fuck it, ain't like.
That's fun. So your last name is really Hitchcock?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, like Alfred and shit.
That's dope. That's super dope. What was the song that you heard when you were 12 that made you say I actually want to write a rap?
Crazy enough. I didn't start rapping on my own. Like, when I started rapping, my uncle was writing my shit. Like I said, I was in the group, and my uncle, he just needed another person for the group. And I was that nigga nephew, so it was like, fuck it, I'm gonna use my nephew for this shit. He was writing all my raps, going about it. Then one day I just came, it was like a year after we started, and I just wrote my own shit, and I figured out I actually liked this. Because when I was 12, nigga, I used to be on the same shit the 12-year-olds was on. I was skating, trying to goddamn fuck with hoes and shit, and this, that, and the third. I wasn't trying to rap. Gotcha. So, yeah.
Okay, so and that's kind of like being a kid. It's kind of what pulled you away
from
doing the rap thing.
But I'm glad it happened. Like I stumbled onto something that I love, but
I mean,
it wasn't my doing.
You gotta have something to talk about. That's the problem with a lot of. I'm not gonna say no names, but me and the homies always talk about certain rappers that just rap about rapping, as opposed to rapping about life.
That shit did.
Yeah, like rapping about rapping gets kind of boring after a while.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, especially like today. Like really not trying to hear it.
Exactly. So what brought you back into it and made you be a solo artist and kind of take rap seriously?
I mean, I really got serious when I got to college. Cause I'm about to say I started rapping when I was 12, then I stopped when I started dancing and shit. What the fuck?
Recording in the city. Yeah, right.
But nah, then I started dancing and shit after I started rapping for real. And then when I got to college, I was down there at Georgia Southern, and one of my partners, he used to shoot for like Trinidad James, but his prices was crazy. Like he was charging like $400 for a video, and then I'm down there. It's my freshman year. I'm broke as hell, shawty. So I just bought this little camera from my homegirl and was recording videos in my room, and that's when I started taking it serious. Like after you start putting money into something, you kind of realize how much you need to take it serious, because then you actually spending your bread that you really don't have on it. So yeah, that's when I started getting serious.
And I mean, we not gonna just gloss over the dancing. Like when I came to college down here, that was a big thing in the city and kind of a big thing in hip hop, man. Yeah. Like I think I kind of miss like every rapper having a dancer and having dancers in the video and all of that.
Soulja Boy ruined all that shit. Like all of it. This is a rap. Niggas don't want to dance no more because of Soulja Boy. Crazy enough, that's why I started dancing.
Because
like,
of Soulja.
Nigga, Superman was the first thing I learned how to do. My mama used to clown me. My stepdad used to clown because I ain't had no rhythm. I'm talking about like 2 left feet, shouted. But the Soulja, he literally broke it down. It was like instructional dance video and shit. So, nigga, I learned how to do that shit. Then from there, it was a rap, nigga. And I started dancing because the hoes was loving that shit. Yeah, I mean, like, you know.
That's funny. So you go down to Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
You know, you start doing your videos and everything. And what was do you remember the exact moment that you was like, this school shit is not for me, even though I'm here, but I want to rap?
Before I even got there.
Okay.
Like, nigga, I ain't want to go to college off rip. Like, I graduated high school, and I told my mama, I was like, I ain't really feeling it. She damn near did everything but beat my ass, dog. Like, you're going to college. That was pretty much the end of it. So I went, you know, my mama a nurse. So I went and I had pre-med was my first major and everything. I went down there, pre-med bio. Did that for the first year. And I wasn't feeling it. I was about to say, passed everything, good grades, all that shit. Then I went down and changed it to graphic design. Was trash at it, but I loved it. So, but changed that because I had all F's in it and shit. Then I changed it to business. That was my last year. I about to say, I went for 3 years, and then I just dropped out because it was like, nah, I can't stay down here, especially where I was. It was down in Georgia Southern.
So you went basically because of your mom's wanted you to go to school.
Exactly.
So once you got down there and you wasn't feeling it, but you didn't, I guess hip hop turned out to be the plan that you could be like, okay, I can do this. Since the school shit ain't for me, but I gotta be here because I ain't got another plan.
I'm thankful though. I about to say everybody need that like college experience. Like, where'd you go?
Clark.
Oh yeah, that's what this motherfucker went and shit.
Yeah,
everybody need that college experience because that shit's different. Like, that was the best 3 years of my life. Like, everything from the hose to the Everclear to everything. Like, I never drank Everclear.
I think Everclear is one of them liquors that like nobody that's not in college drinks that shit.
Listen, bro.
Like, it's only for people that are in college.
Because niggas outside of college know better, dog.
If it's a liquor store that there is no college within 20 miles of it, they don't even sell
Everclear ain't at all. That shit ain't selling, nigga. I probably shaved like 10 years off my life drinking that shit, dog. Like, I'm good.
Bro, my cousin used to drink that shit, and I'd be like, man, this was in high school. I'd be like, bro, you crazy.
Bro, you ever seen that nigga? You ever seen that nigga drink Everclear, like take a shot and it went down the wrong pipe?
Definitely.
No, the wrong pipe.
Yeah, cause it's ugly. Period.
Dog. No.
That's the shit that Bushwick Bill got his eyes shot out fucking drinking from Ghetto Boys.
Didn't know that shit.
Yeah, fucking with Everclear. Yeah,
ain't nobody really got no good stories on Everclear.
That was like the cautionary tale back in the day. Like, see what happened to that nigga, right?
Niggas gotta teach that shit in college. Like, they gotta be like, as soon as you get to college, you gotta tell that shit. So
I look at people crazy now. Like, I was talking to one of my partners, and she was making some sangria, and I was like, what kind of brandy did you put in? And she was like, Paul Masson. I was like, who drinks Paul Masson over a certain age?
Niggas don't love that. Listen.
Like, come on, bro. That shit is not cool.
Niggas hit 25 and you gotta start caring about yourself.
Bro, there's a difference. You can feel the difference between drinking quality liquor and drinking
trash.
Yeah. You can feel it in your body. I mean, none of it is good for you, but you can feel the difference for sure. If anybody's under 21, don't drink out there. Wait till you get 21 and all of that. So, what was like the break for you? Because I think I first started seeing you when you were doing like the social media stuff and doing the stuff on Twitter and all of that. Like, what was kind of like your break when you was like, okay, I can actually, did you know, well, better question, did you know that you could really do this shit for real before you left college, or was you like,
oh nah, if I didn't, then I'd still be down there. I would have graduated and just became like a goddamn physician or some shit. I had to, nigga. Like, even when I got home, when I talked to my mom, like, she was on my head when I was talking about dropping out of shit. As every mother would be, because they want the best for you and shit. But I asked, we was in like a heated ass argument, and I asked, I was like, so where did you want to be when you were young, when you grew up and shit? I was like, did you end up doing that? And she looked at me, she was like, no. And that was the end of the conversation. She literally just like walked off and was like, go ahead and do what you do. I feel like that shit kind of like struck a nerve, and it was crazy like seeing my mama in that type of feel, because it didn't feel good saying something like that to make her feel that way. But that's what ended the conversation.
It was
and that's
an adult conversation.
Yeah, and that's what eventually let me do my thing. It's like, shit, I'm not gonna stop you from living your dream.
I feel like more parents should be like that. Like I think me and Maurice had done some stuff at Georgia State last year with Yachty and Yachty and his pops, and he was talking about how he was at school, didn't want to do it, and his parents was like, "You got a year to do what you want to do. You say you want to do this," and it worked. But I'm like, why would you not? Like, school is gonna be there.
Facts.
It's gonna get more expensive because it should get more expensive year over year. But school is gonna be there. Like the opportunities don't wait a semester for you to get it.
A lot of people be scared, dog. Like the person that's actually chasing the dream itself, they're afraid a lot of the times, and a lot of the times, like the parents are imposing extra fear on them, dog, and that it's scary. Like it's scary as hell.
They're imposing their fear on them.
Exactly.
Projection.
But that's what people do all the time, dog. It's like literally, a lot of our parents didn't do what they wanted to do when they grew up, so it's like this safety net, dog. You know what I'm saying? You go to school. It's literally written out for niggas. You go to high school, you graduate, you go to college, you get your degree, and you get a job that follows in your degree and shit.
Right.
But half the folks that we look at now, whether it be Oprah, whether it be Jay-Z, Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs was taking acid when he was in college and dropped out and did his thing. Dog. Like a lot of the niggas that we remember didn't take the safe route. So, everybody,
it's fear versus, it's risk versus reward.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but everybody's not meant to run shit.
That's
We've all had
facts.
terrible bosses.
But man,
we've all had terrible business partners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody ain't meant to run shit. So if people gotta play their position, but if you really know in your gut that this is what you're supposed to do, then that's what you gotta do, because you're only doing a disservice to yourself.
That's the thing. Like it feel like a lot more people, I think, I don't know, cliche shit, where the world would be a better place or some shit like that, but a lot more people would be happier if they actually went and did the things that they want to do, because it's a lot of misplaced anger from niggas out there who just wake up every morning and hate what they have to go do every morning, and they don't know where to put that anger, so they project it out into the world, and that's why shit be so fucked up, dog. But yeah,
absolutely right. Break down a little bit how like social media has aided you in your career and getting in front of different people.
It's crazy because I hate social media, but that shit is definitely taking
the same thing Joe Moses said last week when he was in there.
Bruh. All right. The pros of it has definitely been the Twitter freestyles and the Instagram freestyles doing the numbers that they have, because it's like people don't want to. You could post something like click the link in my bio or click this SoundCloud link, but niggas don't be wanting to click links. They want to see that shit right then and there while they scrolling down whatever app that they already on, because niggas' attention spans be like this, shouted, like so small. So like social media is definitely taking the platform to a whole nother level, but at the same time, bruh, it's so draining. Like even watching some of the people that are really like Instagram famous or something like that, that shit gotta be draining and have to be what people want from you all day. Like you can't really be yourself. Like if you see some of the personalities, it's literally like they have to play a character all day, and that shit's trash.
I mean, that's kind of like, if you think about it, that's kind of like what Cardi is going through now. It's trying to like show motherfuckers that I'm more than
you an actual person, dog.
60-second clip on Instagram.
People don't be wanting that shit. This should be crazy. It's fucking crazy. Social media done changed so much shit, from like expectations to comparing your lives to people. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
Who was the first person that hit you that you didn't know from one of the Instagram or Twitter freestyles that you was like, oh shit?
I can't remember. It was either Charlamagne or Wale, because they hit me up both around the same time. Okay. And this was like the first 2 weeks of us dropping them shit. It was like 2016, early around my birthday. I think it was Wale first, and then it was Charlamagne right after, and then it was Mark Pitts, the dudes who managed Biggie and took J. Cole and everything. Yeah, so that's who we ended up signing to, and everything with RCA and shit. So yeah, it's a couple people, but those were the first two.
Did you even know about Pitts and Bystorm and all of that before they
reached out? I didn't know about Bystorm at the time. I knew who Pitts was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because J. Cole's one of my favorite artists. So I followed that story and shit. I had already seen that. But when he inboxed me, like Instagram DM me. So I looked at that shit, I was like, all right, that's cap. That can't really be him. Right. Nigga, I literally read that shit and just went on about my day. I was like, this ain't real. This ain't that nigga. Then he Instagram DM me like 3 more times. I was like, I went to his page and shit, checked it out. It might be him, because at the time he didn't have a verified check or anything either. So it was like, all right, you know how niggas be playing on fake pages and shit. But I answered him and shit. We was on a plane in like a week and a half, like to New York.
Wow.
And he hadn't even heard any of the music. He heard like 2 of the freestyles. That's it.
Got you.
That's
What was it? What did he say that it was about you that really made him pay attention?
I don't know if you seen the Black Lives Matter freestyle. The one that was over like Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City,
Yeah.
and then it was the So Gone Challenge freestyle. Them were the only two things he had heard, like period. And bro, he'd say he could just tell from there, like nigga had star potential and shit. And like, I be chilling most of the time, dog. Like, if I'm not rapping in my car, if I'm not recording a song, I'm at the crib doing regular shit, nigga. I'm either drinking Hennessy or sleep or chilling with my girl or some shit like that. So when niggas be like star potential, that shit sound cool, but I'm a regular ass nigga, dog. Like, I be kicking it.
Definitely.
So
I think it's dope that like from like damn near day one, you always mention that you have a woman.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
And you young, what are you like 24?
25, just hit 25, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the like most, you know, like we said before we got on air, like a lot of this shit be fake.
Yeah.
Like 80% of the things that y'all read and see every day on the blogs is bullshit.
Shit,
or
entertainment,
concocted.
man.
Yeah, entertainment.
Entertainment.
Like there is no difference between rap and what you go to the movies
WWE,
and see.
nigga,
Exactly.
like,
so what made you be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna, this is me, this is what it is?
I mean, especially today, like we talk about social media.
Yeah.
Nigga, it's easy. Like, people talk about Pac all the time and how he wasn't a thug or a gangster that this nigga portrayed and shit like that. But you couldn't really check that back in the day because there was no Instagram. There wasn't any way to, like, paper trail a nigga's life as far as, like, looking through social media accounts and shit like that.
I gotta lightweight disagree with you on
What's
that
up?
because in those days, real people would check fake shit.
What you mean?
Cause I'm 41, so
Yeah.
I came up in that, and I'm from the Bay, so like my cousin is Richie Rich.
Right.
So Rich introduced Pac to all the gangsters.
Okay.
So the Gov and all them niggas that he ran with back then, but nobody considered Pac to be a gangster other than fans.
But I'm
like
saying
niggas that really knew. They knew he was a wild nigga, but he wasn't a gangster.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how many people would know if he had Instagram and all that back in the day?
Right.
Everybody would have been able to come to that.
I guess what it is the people that matter.
They knew.
Know what's up.
But the people who matter, it's way less people who matter than.
But
people
I mean,
who
at
do
the
matter.
same time, like people don't care. I think it got to the point when the whole Rick Ross correctional officer thing came out. That was the moment when people stopped caring about what was real in hip hop. Nobody cares
Niggas
anymore.
know, Niggas know.
Nobody
Ross ain't
cares
no shit.
anymore at all.
Yeah.
Like Suge wasn't a gangster, so Suge got money.
But see, like,
You know what I'm saying?
I guess
Like-
I'm one of the people who didn't know, cause I would think if niggas was just talking about Suge, I'd be like, yeah, Suge was that nigga. I didn't know that.
Right, but when he got money, that's when that's when it
I
got
didn't know that.
crazy. Like the thing is, if you in LA and you from a certain neighborhood, you're affiliated. Period. Unless you just stayed inside all the time.
Right.
So obviously you know people. So when you get on, you gonna employ the people that you know.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And that's what he did. It makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? Not that he was no sucker, but he wasn't like this super
King
mobbed
drug,
out
yeah,
gangster. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That people
Kingpin
made him
and
out
shit,
to
yeah.
be before he got bread and got with Death Row and started all of that. But it's honestly, man, like people know things. Like we knew Ice Cube wasn't from Compton. He from LA. You know what I mean? Like, but the fans, like you're saying, the fans don't know. But I don't think the fans care.
That's true. Everybody say,
Like
even after the Drake shit and the allegations,
Nobody cares. Like the shit with Cardi came out about the single and about how it was the reference came out. Who cares? Like nobody cares. Niggas buy records all the time.
She credited, bro. She credited him.
And it's some sucker shit. Whoever put it out, because clearly he got paid.
Yeah. But somebody I think it was Dave Chappelle. He said some shit about like McDonald's. He was like, I don't give a fuck who makes the burger back there as long as the burger is made. And I'm not gonna say whoever the nigga who was that made the patty, whoever put the buns on made the burger. I'm gonna say I got this burger from McDonald's. So it doesn't matter how many people go into the credited part or ghostwriting it or whatever the fuck. Cardi is the person that you want to hear this music from.
Exactly.
Drake is the
People are
person you
not-
want to hear this music
Exactly, because it's not straight up bars. It's like music. It's 8 people working on the song trying
And
to
this
make it
person
this damn
performing
near
it.
like how you make R&B. to an extent.
But that people held like rap or hip hop to a different standard though, and that's the weird part about it now. That line is blurring.
I agree. The line is definitely blurring, but also you got to think, if we hear that Nas didn't write something, if we hear that Jay didn't write something, if we hear 3000 didn't write, that's different. You know what I mean? Those are people we hold to a certain acclaim.
But I feel like, all right, he wasn't there yet. But I feel like Drake is on that legendary tier. He could have been.
Drake is an exceptional rapper who decides to sing more than 50% of his music.
I think he's a singer who's just like an exceptional rapper. With the same shit, but I think he's a singer first.
Might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right. That's an excellent point. He might be a singer who just happens
great
to be
at
an
rapping.
exceptional
Yeah,
rapper.
like
The only reason I kind of disagree with that is because he came out of the gate rapping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, comeback season, all of that shit. He came out of the gate rapping.
But the thing that put him on, though, was so far gone. But that shit, if you listen to it, it's like, I ain't gonna say 80%. Probably about 70% singing on that motherfucker.
No, I agree, 100%. I agree. I mean, he went with what works.
Yeah, true.
You can't knock that.
True.
You can't knock that. But enough about other people. Back to you. I want to bring it back to the point last weekend, Easter. You played in the Julio Jones.
I would never do no shit like that again.
Why not?
Ever, dog. Like, look, like I said, I drank Everclear for a good duration of my life. I'm 25 now. My body feels a lot different than it used to back then.
Hilarious.
Listen, I drink Henny and go play sports, and I gotta wake up in the morning and drink Gatorade for like the next 3 days or some shit. Like, bro, my hamstring's still hurting like
football,
now,
because it's different movements,
bro.
You can run every day. Your groin was probably killing you the next day. Like, it's different movements.
I thought shit was sweet because, like, looking at the lineup that they had and looking at the lineup that we had, I was like, of course I ain't going to check, like, Von Miller or nobody like that. Even though I had to. I don't know how the fuck I ended up doing that shit, but fuck that. But I was looking outside niggas up. I was like, Big Twan sound like a big slow nigga. False. That nigga, bro, he looked like the only reason he ain't make the league is because he shot somebody or something like that. That's it. I was like, I'm going to check Yachty, lock that nigga up. He barely played. It's like, all right, look. I had Offset, Lil Baby, Yachty at one point, Von Miller, fucking Alvin Kamara. Nigga, that shit was horrible, dog. And Big Twan, nigga. Like, I'm 5'5", 5'6" on a good day.
You was on Quavo team, right?
Nah, I was on Julio team. We won. We got the dub and shit.
Okay, all right.
But look, man, my leg paid the price. Like, I'm still limping around this mother today.
It's different, man. Football is different movements. And I know you played as a youngster, but that's night and day.
That's all. Bro, that was like a decade ago, bro. Yeah. That was a little more than a decade ago, actually. And you got actual NFL, bro. All right, it got down to the end of the game. Quavo and them was up by 6. It's like 3 minutes left. So now niggas is serious. Like, they don't want to lose at this point. And it's actual NFL niggas on the field, dog. Bro, Julio start playing like it's the Falcons against the Saints or some shit. And I was like, all right, look, y'all got it. I don't want no problems with none of y'all. That's it.
That's hilarious, man. But it's really dope that Quavo brought everybody out.
Yeah.
Over there on the north side, his side, man. I saw a lot of kids out there. Like,
bro,
it looked like a really dope experience.
Packed, dog. Like, packed. It was fun as hell, too. It was fun.
What's up.
Shout out to Quavo.
Do? I know y'all.
Oh, no, he was straight, too.
He was
straight, too. I don't know what you just said. You just said something. But nah, Lucci was snapping. Jacuzzi actually balled, too.
Dude, I did some stuff with Sean John, some behind the scenes stuff with him, and he was telling me that he played football, and I was like, this kid, he's tiny,
but
like,
he's quick. He's agile as hell. He's quick as fuck.
You can't be that small and be slow.
That's facts. That's facts. Like, bro was out there snapping though. You know what I'm saying? Under Armour had us all laced up. He was out there looking clean. You know what I'm saying? I was mad at first in the morning because I didn't know how we was going to get suited up, but they got us all right. But I was mad because I was like, damn, I ain't got no clean socks right now and shit. Thought I was going to be out there looking fucked up, but they got us right. We was good.
What's up. That's what's up. 100%, man. You had posted a video on your YouTube from South by Southwest.
Oh yeah.
Which you talking to Knife, Just, and Tip out there, man. How was that whole experience? Because I feel like South by Southwest is slowly but surely going back to what it was intended to be.
That's crazy. I was just talking to somebody about that. Because like most of the big companies that have kind of like commercialized South by Southwest pulled out this shit.
Okay.
And I haven't been back to South by it's been about 3 years since, besides this year. So I went back this year, and it felt like how it felt like 3 years ago. So it didn't feel as commercial. It didn't feel as big. It was a lot of indie artists out there really doing their thing, and it felt like going back to that grassroots feel. Yeah. But the T.I. 9th and Just Blaze story, that shit. All right, I had a show. I can't remember the name of the place. You remember the name of the spot we was at? Nah, it wasn't Peckerheads. That was where? Mohawks. All right, we had a show at Mohawks. The shit got shut down. Now I did 2 songs, and my shit got shut down mid-set. Like, what the happened? DJ.
Because of the bombing shit and all of that?
The bombing shit happened up the street. I think in our venue it was like arson or something like that. Oh, and he just shut it down. He came on the mic, and I was about to go into another song. He was like, everybody got to get the fuck out of here. That was exact words. And I was like, yo, what the fuck going on? He was like, arson or some shit. They shut the whole venue down.
That's scary.
It's fuck.
I'm sure that's the first time that's happened in your career.
Evan, I hope it's the last.
Right.
So we ended up going down the street and shit, and there are these black cars. That's where Rhapsody was performing. It was for the Netflix Rapture shit, actually. Okay. So Rap was performing, so we were good to go in, but there were 3 black like SUV cars sitting right there. So they had a barricade going right, and there was a security guard, and he was telling us that nobody could get through at the time, and we assumed it was T.I. and shit, and all they people sitting right there, so they weren't letting anybody through. But one of T.I.'s security guards hopped out of the van, and I guess they were finna let T.I. out and shit. And bro looked at me, and I looked at him. We made eye contact, and the shit was awkward as fuck. I'm talking about bro like 6'5", a smooth like 280. Gotta be. He's solid, nigga. And that nigga just looked me in my eyes. I'm like, look, you got it. I can't take you. We done here. You got it. I'm gonna turn away. So he looks at me again, and we end up making eye contact again. And I'm like, this is weird now. But bro asked me, he was like, yo, how many people you got with you? I was like, 5. He was like, he talked to the police officer. He was like, they good. And he let us through. And he asked me, he was like, yo, your name Deante Hitchcock? I was like, yeah. He's like, you be rapping in the car and shit. Oh, like, yeah. He was like, bro, I be putting tip on your shit all the time. That's cool. I was like, yo. He was like, y'all good. Y'all can walk in with us. So y'all hop out, walk in with them through the spot. We go all the way to the back. I meet Tip. Tip tries to introduce me to Knife. That was the crazy shit. But Knife was like, yo, I already know this nigga because we just came off tour with Rhapsody in it. Exactly. So I already knew Knife, so he introduced me to Just Blaze. And bro was telling me, he was just like, keep up the good work. I fuck with your shit. And that shit was crazy because, like, I met Andre 3000 like 2 weeks before, just off some humbug shit. I met three Stacks, T.I., and Thug, who I think is like a top 10 nigga. Yeah, it was a top 10 nigga. I met all them niggas within the span of 3 weeks. So that shit was crazy. But yeah.
That's crazy. How did the car freestyle thing start? The car bars, thing start?
Alright. I got a partner, one of my niggas, his name P Dukes. He used to rap and shit too.
I've heard it.
He used to be popping out here too, yeah.
I want to say Maurice put me on the P Dukes at some point.
Probably did. Cause I was about to say he used to run, you know Few? My partner Few?
I don't think so. I'm okay, horrible with names, great with faces.
All right, we're gonna pull up another day. I'm gonna bring that nigga with me. But he used to run with all them. But I was about to put out a project on my birthday, like this is like March 2016, I wanna say. Right before the car bar shit started. And he asked me, he was like, if you put out this tape tomorrow, who really gonna give a fuck about it in like 2 weeks? You know what I'm saying? That's some real harsh shit to say to a nigga, but he was dead ass, and it was like,
you need people like that.
Exactly, like the real tough love shit. Yeah. Cause at first I wanted to goddamn scrap with this nigga, but it was like, all right, sit down, process it. You right, cause niggas' attention spans is like that. So he was like, really take what makes you different, and basically put a magnifying glass on it. You know what I'm saying? Times that shit by 10. What can you do that most of these other niggas can't do? And I was like, shit, nigga, I really be rapping, but at the time I wasn't on that. Like I just took it as. Hit these email blasts. I'm about to say hit these blogs up, do this, that, and the third.
All
and
the same shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was sending the emails and wasn't nobody biting. Like we was on pigeons and planes and all that shit. Niggas was not replying to our shit. So I was like, fuck it. I got into a car accident like a week later. The insurance, they was African, so they was paid. Nigga, I'm talking about paid. Them niggas paid for a drop top Camaro for my insurance. I was riding that shit for like 2 weeks. Yeah. So before I had to turn it back in, I just did a flexing ass video and was rapping in the car. I dropped the top in that motherfucker. It's the first one. I was like rapping over 2 Chainz, Watch Out Little Bitch. Dropped the top on that motherfucker and started rapping. Nigga, and that's the one that Wale hit me up about. So I was like, fuck this shit, nigga. I'm finna keep going. Goddamn. We turned the car in. I was back in my car, but it was like, fuck it. Folks love this shit. So we just kept doing them, and it came from that. So yeah.
Yeah, and people have really gravitated towards it.
They love that shit. Like,
and it's funny because like I feel like back in the day, like before hip hop, like everybody could make shit at home. You know, go to a studio. Niggas used to rap in the car, like.
But we used to get, you know how many times niggas used to get high and just hotbox. You got there rap in the car, no video, no camera, nothing like that. We used to just do that shit. It was a pastime. Now, nigga, we putting them shits on Instagram. Fuck that.
Exactly. You had mentioned going on tour with rap earlier. What's one of the most important lessons that you learned on going on that Wisdom is Power tour?
Rap is like my auntie. It's a lot of times where I felt like the position that I'm in or the place that I'm at isn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I should be further along than what I am. And rap, a lot of the talks that I had with rap and GQ. You heard GQ?
Yeah, he from Oakland.
Well, and GQ is just like really looking at the little wins versus trying to focus on the big wins, because the big wins really result from a lot of little wins. And a lot of the times I wasn't stopping to look at all those. I'm not gonna say I was unappreciative, but I wasn't cognizant really of what a win was, because I was looking for the big pot instead of all of the little ones. So that's something that they taught me. That's one of the most important lessons that I learned on the way.
That's a gem right there, because if you don't know what a win is, you'll never see it
at all,
and that can fuck with your mind.
A lot. So shout out to Rap and GQ and Don and Ninth, shit, all of them.
Yes, I mean, and I guess it's what a lot of people often say is that like it's not about the finish line, it's about the journey.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I
definitely want to get to the finish line, but once you get there,
the thing is, there's multiple finish lines.
Exactly, because like, once you get
there is no like you brought up Steve Jobs and Oprah. Like you think Oprah don't have goals?
No, she
you know what I'm saying? Like
she's
done far more than what
a
most
lot of us will ever do. Exactly, like
So it's that's very important. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That was a pretty big tour because a lot of people on rap like that. So, but I also know when you were doing the A3C thing a couple years ago, you performed with a live band. What do you prefer more, the live band or the straight ahead show, MC DJ show?
It really depends. I don't really have a preference between the two, because I've had some crazy live shows without the band, and I've had some crazy live shows with the band. So I guess it really just depends on how I'm feeling. Like the live show that we just had recently was supposed to be with the band, but some things didn't work out. But like we got a live tape that we did. We had like a kind of not really a listening party, but we had like slicker listening party. It was like 2 years ago. But we sold the live and everything. But the feel, like the emotion itself, was crazy as hell. Like it's a whole different vibe. Like that intimacy. We were in a room. It was probably about 90 people. Nothing crazy. But the intimate feel of it made it so much better. Like, and it just vibed out. But it really depends on the day.
I don't feel like you gotta be an exceptional artist to be able to perform with a live band and do it well. I've definitely seen artists like I don't like Kendrick's live band shows. I like his straight up hip hop shows.
I don't know. You gotta link me to some. You gotta link me to some. I don't think I've seen some of his live band.
Yeah. So it's when he opened for Kanye, it was a band.
Okay.
And I was like, it's cool, but
it ain't.
It ain't the same feeling that I got. Like say when he did Tabernacle or something like that, it was way better energy, and that could be because of the room as well. But yeah, I did. But I often commend people that can do it right. You mentioned Thug earlier, and I know you met him recently, and you said Thugger is a top 5, which is to me somewhat ironic, because I don't think the average person would expect you, who is very much lyrics, bar heavy, to respect and appreciate what Thug brings to the table. So break that down for the people.
Listen, like I said before, I'm a dancing ass nigga too,
right?
And like feel good music is real important to me. Like being able to two-step to some shit, being able to jig or crank or whatever the fuck we're gonna do is important. Like, so when I hear melodies or when I hear crazy cadences, I love them. And I think Thug has one of the greatest like flows, cadences, and breakdowns in all of his songs that I've heard in my life. Like I have a friend, the one who I was talking about was shooting the videos down to Southern, but he had the crazy prices at the time. He shoots for Thug now. Like he's Thug's videographer, and he told me, he was like, Thug goes in most of the time when he does his recording, like the beat will play, and he'll literally hum. He'll record and he'll hum through the whole song, and he'll break down the melody or the flow or however he wants it to do, and then he'll go back and put the words in later. But the natural feel or however he wants it to go, that's what he'll go in and do first. Bruh's melodies and cadences are crazy. And like a lot of people from outside of Atlanta can't really understand bruh's draw or his lingo, whatever you want to call it. But people from Atlanta, a lot of us do understand it. So even on some of the songs where people be like, bro, I don't know what Thug's saying, he can't rap. It's like, bro, if you're from here, a lot of the times some of the shit we hear, bro, be snapping half the time. Half the time you're not saying shit, and I'll admit that it's true. But the other half, bro, be going crazy, and the way he breaks it down is amazing, bro. Like top 5.
Top 5. So who's your other 4?
The other 4, you respect it a lot more.
I don't disrespect that you put because I feel like it's your opinion is your opinion.
Yeah.
Like if you was a dumb nigga that didn't know shit about music, then I'd be like, you wildin'. But I can respect it coming from you.
Well, a lot for everybody else who doesn't respect it, you respect the rest of them. Wayne. Okay. And this is in order too. Okay. Wayne, Jay, 3 Stacks, Pop.
Okay.
Thug.
I respect that. That's a respectable top 5.
Wayne is my favorite rapper ever.
That's a respectable top 5.
Ever. What's yours?
Mine changes
on the spot.
Often. Pac.
Okay.
Number 1.
This
is not in order. Right. Pac is number. Because Pac is the only rapper who is successfully, with equal success and equal skill, made every type of hip hop song that you can possibly make. The girl song, the political song, the social song, the party song, the gangster shit, everything. True. No other rapper has done that or has been capable of that.
We're gonna talk because I can't think of any off the top.
There's always a hole in their song. He's the only one who's been able to do that. So Pac will always be number 1 to me. Well, I won't say always because there could be somebody that comes out tomorrow. This is fucking
facts
incredible. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then the rest is not in order. Jay, Nas, Cube.
You like the second person I've heard put Cube in there.
And the 5th always rotates. So today I would say Chuck D.
Okay.
But the Cube thing, I put something on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and I was like, from 88 to 95, Cube had the greatest run of any rapper in the history of hip hop. From writing on Easy Does It, writing damn near half or more of Straight Outta Compton, America's Most Wanted, Kill It Will, Death Certificate, playing Doughboy and Boys in the Hood, producing, writing, and starring in Friday. Nobody's ever had like that was 20 years ago, and all of that shit is still relevant.
Even like outside of hip hop,
you can go to a party right now, and them niggas, you can play a damn near a song off any of those albums, and it still goes. If Friday come on TV, you gonna watch it, whether you 18
every time
or 50.
Yeah, every time.
Nobody's ever been able to do that. Like that shit's amazing.
It's a crazy little.
And it's not like pop shit. It's straight up hip hop shit. Like you could be like, well, Nelly so timid, but we didn't fuck with that shit. We fucked with certain songs, but like, if Cube had retired after Death Certificate, he would be considered the greatest rapper of all time. Because nobody has fucked with him.
I wasn't alive at the time, so I can't really
go back and listen to that shit. I always tell people, go back and listen to A Bird in the Hand off of Death Certificate and tell me that is not the greatest verse in hip hop history.
A Bird in the Hand.
A Bird in the Hand off Death Certificate.
All right. I'm going to get back to you tonight.
Get back to me. Let me know what's what.
All right.
Why do you think, and it's funny because it's piggybacking off what you said about Thug, and I'm sure that's part of your answer. Why do you think that people outside of Atlanta or people that don't understand Atlanta fully are surprised when a rapper from Atlanta has serious bars?
Because, like, I don't think anybody's really, like, when you think of Atlanta, and when you think of the legends of Atlanta, you have, like, Outkast, you have
bars.
T.I.,
Bars.
Other legend, you can't really. Well, Big Boy, Dre, T.I. You can't really think of Luda. I'm sorry, Luda.
I think with this 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz is a 2 Chainz is a legend. You're right.
Run the Jewels movement, Killer Mike is vastly approaching that status.
But for the majority of people from Atlanta, you don't really get that. Whether it be from, perspective wise, for people that's outside of Atlanta, you have Jeezy, you have Gucci, you have Thug.
Gucci can fucking rap. Niggas got Gucci twisted.
He can.
Gucci can fucking rap. When Gucci want to bar you up, bruh. Gucci will bar you up.
See, even like Chainz can rap, but a lot of people outside Atlanta don't really.
But a lot of people dumb shit down too in order, and I don't want to say dumb shit down. They let the shit breathe.
Yeah.
In order,
and
that's what 2 Chainz has done. That's what Gucci has done. 2 Chainz will rap his ass off.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
2 Chainz cadences are crazy too. Yeah. That's a whole nother story. But people don't respect it as much, like, cause when you think of the GOATs or when you think of top tier rappers, people are gonna say like your Jays or your Nas. Yeah. And when somebody tries to say like 2 Chainz should be in that list, niggas who hip hop purists or the gatekeepers or whatever you want to call them, niggas will look at you like you goddamn just said fuck Jesus or something. Like, dog, what, 2 Chainz next to Nas? No, it doesn't work like that. But 2 Chainz can rap his ass off, dog. But a lot of people don't respect it, and it's crazy. Like, if you listen to when folks heard that Mercy verse, that's when folks was like, whoa, hold on, Breck actually spit type shit. But it still wasn't long lasting enough for people to respect his actual pen, and his pen is crazy. But
it is
a lot of times, and there's so much music in Atlanta that cap, Atlanta's been running music for a minute, a long time, and it's oversaturated to the point where it's like it is a lot of trash out here. Yeah. But niggas are holding the balance. Atlanta has the balance, but people don't want to admit it.
Gotcha.
Because even from like, you got the young niggas coming too. Like, Nick Grant isn't from here, but he might as well be from here now. He's been here for a minute, so we count him. Jid, Earth Gang, Childish also isn't from here, but he's been here for so long that he might as well be from here. Childish,
he's damn near from here.
Exactly, like
it's formidable years.
It's a lot of us. It's a lot of us, like even upcoming, and a lot of us who are already there who could just rap, but people know us for the booty shake music, or people know us for the club music. So it is what it is. But we gonna keep rapping, and we gonna keep giving niggas hits. So fuck it.
For sure. So what's the next music that your fans need to be paying attention to that's coming out from you?
Look, man, I'm actually thinking about retiring and going into ice skating. You feel me? Like, that's next. That's what's next, you dig? Like, we're gonna drop one more tape, and then I'm gonna go train for the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? You know what time it is with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm small, so I'm agile too. So we're gonna be hitting all the figure eights and all that shit. It's gonna be lit. But crazy. Just a sample 2 is coming out this month. How about to say?
On April. Okay.
Niggas might be singing on that motherfucker. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We got a little something for everybody on that mother. So be expecting that. Just a sample 2. You know what I'm saying? Hide your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Hide your spouse, your side chick, whatever. Or pull them close. You know what I'm saying? So we won't steal them. Put a name tag on her so I know that she with you. Because if not, you fuck it. Just sample 2 coming.
For sure. Tell people where to find you on social media as well.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, maybe Black Planet. I'm not sure if I deleted that or not. At Deante VH. That's DEANTE VH. A lot of people be asking me what the VH stand for too. It's like my middle name, my last name. Gotcha. It's Van Hitchcock. So yeah,
that's a very royal, regal ass middle and last name.
Man. I used to hate that shit as a child, but now I be like, that shit fire as hell. Van Hitchcock, nigga. But yeah,
that can be your R&B name when you come out on the R&B singer.
Listen, I'm finna drop hella R&B projects, but I'll tell you how I'm gonna do it later. But can't tell nobody that shit. But yeah, DEANTE VH. Find me. I'm about to say we got music out. This album called So Much for Good Luck already out now. You can go get that on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play. How many people really be using Google Play though?
I don't know, but it's so many Androids out there. People gotta be using. It's way more Androids than iPhones, so somebody gotta be using.
I saw like an Amazon link, and I was like, niggas be buying music off of Amazon, dog. Like,
somebody using it, man.
All right, well, if you use Amazon, it's on there too, Google Play and all that. So go find that now, ASAP. because we got bills and we trying to keep our lights on.
100%.
Appreciate it.
So, yo, before we go, we always end each show with an unpopular opinion. I have one. You can formulate yours while I talk.
Okay.
I'm going to probably piss some people off with this. I'm going to let you know.
Okay.
So, obviously, everybody's in an uproar over Stephon Clark being murdered by Sacramento PD a couple weeks ago. And, you know, salute to Matt Barnes. It's really out there putting in work. Former NBA player, got a scholarship for Stephon Clark's kids, has been very active in getting people aware of it. On the flip side, my man's brother.
I saw it. I know.
Deante Clark.
I saw it.
You got to knock it off, bro. Like, I don't have any problem with civil disruption. I don't have a problem with uncivil disruption. If it's popping, it's popping. Do what you got to do. But this is not a rap video. You can't be popping up, dancing around, the headphones on. This is serious business. We out here getting murdered by police. And what's his her name? Anne Marie Schubert. This is some real fucked up shit if y'all didn't know. The current district attorney in Sacramento, within 3 days of Stephon Clark's murder, she was donated, because she's also running. The election is June 5th. If we got any listeners in Sacramento, vote her ass out of office. She got $10,000 from the state policemen's union, and she got $3,000 from Sacramento's policeman union. Man. 3 days after Stephon Clark was murdered. So this is serious business. It's a lot of real shit going on out here. These people, these politicians are being paid to not convict. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So my unpopular opinion is this. If the brother, he got to knock it off. Anybody else out there acting a fool, dancing around, like, this is not a rap video. You ain't got a mixtape coming out. This is business. This is serious business. You trying to hold it down for your brother who was killed unjustly, for black men and black women who were killed unjustly across this country. Dancing around and shit is not the way to change anything at all. If you really with the shit, it don't even need to be said. You understand what it is. And if that ain't the route that you going, then get these people out of office. If you're going to disrupt something, disrupt that money. People that are in power only care about the loss of money or the potential loss of power. They don't give a fuck about your feelings. Clearly, they don't give a fuck about our lives out here. We are disposable. So, and they're not going to protect us. We got to protect our own. So that's my unpopular opinion for the week.
All right.
What's yours, bro? I'm very curious to know.
My unpopular opinion is nowhere near as deep. Nowhere near. I have to practice and preach this to the masses, you know what I'm saying, until my career is over. But waffles are way better than pancakes. That's my unpopular opinion.
Why are waffles better than pancakes?
They're literally designed to be better than pancakes. There are pockets for the syrup. It's designed literally so the syrup can sit on the waffle versus falling off the sides like a pancake. It's perfect. Waffles are perfect. But going back to what you said, as far as like Shawty running for office, not much I can say about her receiving like extra money for fuck shit. But going back to bruh, I know growing up in the places that I've grown up, I haven't had anyone as close as like my brother pass or be killed or anything like that, but I've had friends that have had people that close to them be gunned down, et cetera, and like people, while I saw the video that you're referring to, and bro was wilding, people do grieve in very different ways, and it happened so recent that I can't really I don't really know the effects of something like that. Like if my brother died today, I can't tell you how I would literally be out here acting. Like I might be dancing on this table
right now. His family is saying
that
he suffers from PTSD. I think all black people suffer from PTSD
in some form or fashion. Yeah. But if my brother died in here, this would be a very different interview right now.
100%, 100%, and you know that's a whole nother episode discussing. Yeah. I filed my first complaint against a police officer putting their hands on me when I was 13. Yeah. So, you know, I understand 100%, but it's it's a different ball game nowadays. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, and we want to say rest in peace to Stephon Clark, man, and we definitely riding with you. And you get out and vote, people. Like that Donald Trump presidency, that shit don't fucking matter. We don't elect a president. Presidents are selected. the shit that matters is to get out there and vote for your DA, vote for your sheriff, vote for your judges, the people that hold your life in their hand as soon as you step into them courts. That's what fucking matters at the end of the day, 100%. But yo, we appreciate y'all listening. Once again, this is Day One Radio. Follow us on all social media, DAY1Radio. Follow Deante Hitchcock at Deante VH on all social media. Make sure y'all pick up his project this month when it drops. And we'll see y'all next week with another dope show.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Sure.
All right.